Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Friday, October 6th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We'll get to dealing with the problem that is the Dallas Cowboys in a second, but first, we always start with your injury report. Today will be no different. Elijah Mitchell and John Feliciano did not practice for the second straight day. That's not exactly encouraging. But the good news, Dre Greenlaw, Deebo Samuel, Mooney Ward, Jawan Jennings all returned to practice in a limited capacity. So obviously, that's good news. They're trending in the right direction to play against the Cowboys this weekend. And that's always something to keep track of. As we get closer to game day, what is the trajectory of guys in practicing and returning to play? So a lot of good news there for the 49ers. Now, to the audio portion of the show, we'll start with Brock Purdy. Brock, what did you learn from your playoff game against this Cowboys defense last year?
You know, they were a really good defense, and like I said, you know, there was times where, you know, just the pass rush or my rhythm, something just felt off in that game, and they did a good job of just getting me offset with some little things. And, you know, just maybe rush some things, and I feel like I didn't get in a good rhythm to process just what we had going on. So there were some areas in there where I could definitely be better at. And so, yeah, it's one of those games where I got to be smart with the ball. Like in the playoff game, had to be smart with it. Thought we did well with that. But at the end of the day, I do expect more out of myself to be able to, you know, take the next step and, you know, go through reads, progressions, even with the pass rush that might be, you know, a little bit more aggressive. And so that's where I'm at with that. But definitely one of my toughest games.
I know Brock Purdy is poised, but look, it had to be a shock to him when he got into that game and saw just how fast the Cowboys actually are. And hopefully now with more experience from Brock and having played the Cowboys before, that adjustment is not going to be as big for him and he'll have more success. Remember, Niners only scored 19 points in the playoff game against the Cowboys last year. One of the reasons for that, of course, is Micah Parsons, all-world linebacker for the Cowboys. Incredible player, arguably the best pass rusher in the league. Kyle Shanahan was on KMBR yesterday and talked about how to deal with Micah Parsons.
You want to make sure really good players don't mess the game up. Yeah. And if you ignore them, the odds are there really are. They're going to affect the game huge. Just going back to Aaron Donald and stuff like that. But it's really hard to put together a schematic game plan when you don't know where he's going to be till you break the huddle. Because you can't just take two guys to somebody all the time. There's too many issues, and they know exactly what they're doing with fronts and things like that, when to move them, where to move them, how to get them on certain people, how to make it really tough for you to help them. If you try to cover everything, your quarterback and your offense are going to be frozen because you're going to have to change every single play every single time, which then no one's coming off the ball and really playing good football. So there's an element of how you design something to make it tougher for that guy and to help our guys not have to be in too many positions where they're just completely on their own having to deal with a player like that. But you also got to realize that it's going to happen. And when they do win theirs, or when he does win his, you got to make sure it's not a turnover. You got to make sure at the worst case scenario, it is just a sack. You got to protect the ball. And it's also why you got to be balanced and do a lot of things to not allow him to tee off. Because when he tees off, he's tough to deal with. And all the guys they got around him can tee off too.
Minimizing mistakes is going to be huge for both sides. Don't turn a bad play into a horrible one. Don't make a bad play worse. So far, Brock has been able to do that. We'll see if it keeps up. One more for you now. The only real negative thing you could talk about with the 49ers at this point is the play of their nickel corners. Isaiah Oliver and Ambry Thomas have not been good. Both have struggled in the early going this season. Steve Wilks, you're the defensive coordinator. Are you happy with the play out of your nickel corners?
I am. I think Oliver is playing well. I think you guys have probably seen that from week one to last week. I think he's doing some great things. He's great out in space. He can make those hard tackles. I think he does a great job covering the slot and bringing pressure off the edge. And when we bring, Demo inside and put AT outside, I don't think we miss a beat. So, yes, I am pleased where we are right now at the nickel position.
Well, it's nice to see NFL coaches still know how to lie. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Friday: Bill Barnwell of ESPN gave out his quarter season awards. There's a couple names on his list that might surprise you, including a couple 49ers. If you want to check it out, just click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch: the Cowboys actually look pretty healthy on the injury front. Yes, Micah Parsons was limited for the second straight day yesterday, but there's been no reports indicating anything but the fact that he's going to be on the field on Sunday night. So I wouldn't look too much into that. Also, Dallas could have their full starting offensive line for the first time since the playoff loss to the 49ers 2 years ago, which is pretty remarkable. But obviously, that's good news for the Dallas Cowboys. One thing you may have missed, sad news to pass along: Hall of Fame linebacker Dick Butkus died yesterday. If you're unfamiliar with Dick Butkus, or you're just young and you never heard the name, if you were to look up the definition of middle linebacker in the dictionary, you would see a picture of Dick Butkus, one of the single greatest players in the history of the National Football League. And like I said, if you're unfamiliar with him or his style, I think it's summed up pretty much by this quote from him. Quote, "When I played pro football, I never set out to hurt anyone deliberately, unless it was, important, like a league game or something." That's Dick Butkus, Hall of Famer, dead at the age of 80. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Enjoy your Friday, everybody. Michelle Magic and I did a show. It's not going to be live, but it will be available for download wherever you get your podcasts, and it'll be up on the Gold Standard Network YouTube channel around noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So don't worry, you still get all your best bets. Plus, we've got the crossover episode with RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys. That's going to come out Saturday for you. We take a deep dive into the Cowboys, everything that makes them tick. RJ is one of my really good friends who I used to work with at SB Nation. Love him. It is definitely worth your time to check that out. And the Madden simulation is going to be up actually later today on the YouTube page. If you are so inclined, we let the Madden gods battle it out to see how this game is going to turn out. So tons of content for you here at the Gold Standard YouTube channel. And of course, Levin Black handling the instant reaction show immediately following the game. So click the little notification bell and you will know the second we go live. I'm going to try and pop into that as well. Michelle Magic may pop into it. So tons for you to come and join on the instant reaction show. And we hope you do. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk after the game.